Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritual View. Glad to have you in the day before our big energy change starting tomorrow, July 4th. So I want to welcome in both Morgan and Denise. So they are our guests today. And Jen is here from the Awakened Jen, and I'm Dawn from Astrology and Tarot Alchemy. So I see we have people in here. Hello, Jana, Michelle, Marissa. What I'm going to do is turn it over to Jen so that she can do a little bit of clearing for us before we get started. Go ahead, Jen.
All right, and I'm not going to do as good as Sari. We miss you tonight. So I'm just going to do my typical invocation. So if you'll close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths and breathe in. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in my angels, archangels, ascended masters, our higher selves, and guardian angels to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it. All right. So we're going to turn it back to Dawn. And I think we do have a couple of announcements about the full moon ceremony, right?
Okay, yes. The full moon will be, technically it's on the 10th, but we are going to be doing it when you can see still the full moon. That is the 9th that we'll be doing that at 11. So that will be 11 Eastern time that we'll be doing that. That still gives you a great opportunity to take advantage of it the next evening. So you can still be in all of that energy that is going on. Did we have...
And I think we're not going to do the live next week because we're doing that, right?
Okay. On the 7. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I wasn't sure. So I was like, but I do have...
I think we were going back and forth, but I think that was what we settled on. Was we didn't want to do too much. We didn't want to throw too much on them next week. So that was what we had kind of said.
Right. There's a couple things that will become... There was an astrology thing that I put out today that'll come out on our channel tomorrow. And then I'm doing another video regarding the divine feminine energies that are actually really big in the astrology right now. The divine feminine is just huge, and Venus is speaking very, very loudly. So I'm going to pull up the chart for July 4th, and I'll make this even a little bit bigger so you guys can see it a little bit more focused. So we do have on this day in Taurus, we have 29 degrees and 52 minutes up in that 10th house area. We have Uranus and Venus meeting at that 29 degree. Now, 29 degrees is considered an anuretic degree. So, and it's Venus and it's Uranus and it's in Taurus. A lot of times with that kind of energy that it's being activated, it can definitely be things with money. And it'll be issues with money that'll be coming up again next year at the same time, because tomorrow Venus entering Uranus, that conjoining Uranus, and then Venus will then enter Gemini that same day. And also on this day, we also have Neptune is stationing retrograde. So it's putting an extra emphasis on that degree. And that will be in a sextile, which is helpful, beneficial energy between Venus and Neptune. The other interesting thing is on the 7th, we still have Neptune at that 2 degrees. That 2 degrees in that 9th house of Neptune is the same degree that the Venus star point happened, the Venus conjunction with the sun. So Venus is very, very strong. And the energies of that were back in March. So if you had big moments that were happening back in March, there might be some things showing up with relation to that. Normally the outer planets, when they are stationing either to go direct or when they're stationing to retrograde, that energy makes for bigger world events happening. So I anticipate, because it's in Aries and there's issues with water, there might be things that happen on the waterways, whether things get blocked so that oil can't flow, or whether there's earthquakes and tsunamis. This is very typical of when we get those stations. And it's still near Saturn. So Neptune is going to start breaking the rules. It's going to break some of the norms that Saturn would normally have held it in. So that's one of the things that I'm anticipating with the Neptune retrograde. So if you did have some strong energies back in March on the 1st, when it started its retrograde, and then a couple days later, it actually, it started back at 10, it went back to 2. So it was like a 3 weeks later, I think, that actually happened. Also, we have a beautiful yod that's occurring here. So when Venus and Uranus move to 0 degrees, Venus will actually be at 2 degrees, but it's going to form this yod. And this down here is Hecate and Haumea. Hecate being that energy of change, of crossroads, of what's going on. Haumea is the goddess of volcano. She's the mother of Pele, basically. So even bigger than Pele. And Pele was the goddess of volcanoes. And that energy of the earth and new earth being created. Haumea's orbit is twice as long as Pluto's. I believe it's like over 500 years. So that is the energy, this finger of God that is pointing to that energy. And because Hecate is there, and Haumea, very feminine energies. And then we do have the Venus, Uranus, Sedna energy. Sedna is coming into our collective. She takes 11,400 years to travel, but she's closest to the earth now. And the last time she was this close, it was 9,000 BC. And it's such a strong energy that it's the divine feminine coming in and bringing ancient things back in with her. I will be doing a video that'll explain her story a little bit more thoroughly, along with Haumea and Hecate, because their energies are getting so big. And if you get a chance to find out where they are in your own personal chart, it's really eye-opening for you. So with this Venus energy that is going on, I would say people that have anything at the late degrees of the fixed signs, which is Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo, they will be feeling that energy definitely with that 29 degrees. So if you have anything from about 25, 26 degrees onward, I think you'll feel that energy of that conjunction. And then when they both move on Monday, well, actually Venus moves on later on tomorrow, you'll feel that energy switch. And then Uranus moves on the 7th, very, very early, like not too long after midnight. It's early in the morning on the 7th that it actually changes. And that is a whole new timeline, because I will liken it to this energy. Let me show you this. This is my portrait of Loki/Uranus. You cannot know what to expect. Even if you think he's a good guy, you never know for sure. So I want you to think of that energy. If you don't know all of the mythology that has gone on in the past with understanding the planets, this is an easier way for people who just want to know how to read their chart and what that means. Uranus is this kind of energy. It's unexpected. You think you can predict what it's going to be, even though it's unexpected. And I always laugh because I try and guess, and I'm always wrong, but it still works out with what the astrology is saying. So that is the energy of, he is leaving a Venus rule sign, which is Taurus. So basically he was at his girlfriend's house and he had to like clean up after himself and keep his feet off the furniture. Now he's moving into Mercury's sign. Mercury is an old college roommate. There are no rules. So that is an easier way to understand that energy and that change that is coming forward. with everything. So back here, when you see that this is going to be happening, this means that there are going to be big changes. Big changes with, oh, I did that wrong. You might have to fix this for me, Jen. There we go. There are going to be big changes in the way we communicate, the way we travel, especially I think airlines are going to be big changes. We have a lot of innovation that's going to be coming in. So this is a different change in society because Gemini is very much about that kind of energy that's going to be going forward. So the way we, there's going to be new kinds of internet. There's going to be different ways that we can communicate with each other. I think that that nothing is off the table. There are going to be new medical things that are going to be coming through. A lot of them related to, I believe, sound energy, sound waves, vibrational energy making a big difference. So we can know that it's going to be coming fast and furious for a while. So good grounding practices are needed. Feet on grass, whole body on grass if you can do it. Get in the water. Those are actually really good grounding techniques. Watch a campfire, excellent grounding technique. So think about those things to help you really get in a very good space, because there's so many things that are happening fast. You're just going to be like, okay, stop a minute. Let me unwind. Don't watch the news. You'll get the news. I still promise. I promise. I always find out everything that's going on, and I don't watch the news at all. So think of those energies out there. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts or what they had going on related to maybe last March?
Well, just what we were talking about before about the reclamation of the feminine, that's what this energy has really felt like. And just, it's like the sacred rage is the part that I felt the most that was coming out from this energy. And what is the best way we can use that without it like burning us alive at the same time?
And I do think that that Sedna, who is in Gemini now, is someone who was betrayed by her husband and her father. And she had her fingers chopped off when she was trying to get back in the boat. And she had to realize that there was no safety there. She decided that she would swim down into the depths of the ocean because that was her choice of what she wanted to do. And that's when she became a goddess. Her fingers became the sea creatures. And she was very much worshipped for her providing and just not only the intuitive, but all of the oceanic stuff that's going to be coming up. And I believe because Uranus is going to be there, we're going to have a lot of things coming back that are going to be water related technologies, brand new, because she's coming back from, it's a 11,400 year cycle. She's going to bring back in ancient technologies that are going to be rediscovered, because now we're able to read all those cuneiform things because of the AI is teaching itself how to do things. So all of that is going to be translated, because of the level that we are at now. Experiments that would have taken 30 to 40 years to find out something can be done in days or less. Yeah. So we're just going to be growing on such a huge level. I think that we have to be careful of the technology. We have to be discerning. And that's what all of my readings have been about. Be discerning, be open here. And I loved Wendy's message today is like, you can't think your way out of it. You have to, trust yourself, and that things are going to be chaotic. The general astrology is like that. But I always find that when I look at people's personal astrology, it is so imbued with growth for that person, and things are being more and more positive. because a lot of the people that I read for are kind of that light worker energy where they understand what is going on. So they don't do the fear, and they don't do the anger, which is a very controlling mechanism of the patriarchy. If I can make you fearful, if I can make you angry, then if you get mad, then I can send somebody there to control you. Right? So I think that's the thing to look at with all of those.
That tied in with what Denise had said earlier about it's not even reclaiming for some people. It's literally claiming for the first time and really connecting with that feminine energy for the first time. We're all being pushed into that, that depth, that emotion, all of the things that like they have feared for so long. So, I mean, it's exciting, but it's, you feel it all through. So.
Yeah, because we forget that, like I said earlier when we were talking about this, we forget that everything started with Mother Earth and all the goddesses, and then this patriarchal thing just started taking shape for some reason. And it's not like women haven't been saying things and doing things for years. Nobody's, not nobody, but a lot of people haven't been listening. So then when they continue to say it and continue to say it and continue to say it, then it's like, okay, well, now you're shouting at me. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just repeating myself because you're not paying attention. So yeah, so it's part of it is a reclamation. For a lot of us, it's a reclamation. And then a lot of it is a renewal or a beginning of that female or that divine feminine energy. And nobody's behind the curve. If you're reclaiming yourself, you're not ahead of anybody else just because they haven't started it yet. So just remember that.
Yeah. Morgan, do you want to add anything?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I had like something come up this week where I was starting to feel like that surge of like the energy, and instead of like lashing out, I just ran and I found myself a nice patch of grass. I put my bare feet on there and I breathed it out and connected with Mother Gaia, and it just like dissipated all that like overwhelming, sense of emotion that, so I don't have to react in the wrong way, and I can process things in a healthier way. So, I'm so grateful that I watch, your channel and like follow astrology. So I'm aware of like, okay, this is how I take care of this energy.
Being aware of it. I mean, that's just the first part.
Well, I think that's what Mother Gaia is too. It's like she's just this big hug, like she wants you to come into her, and then she'll calm you and help you get to that space that you need to, so that then you can go out there and take over again or do what you got to do.
And I think technically that's why they say that you go to the earth, because it's negatively charged, so that when you go there, all of that electric energy actually does ground you. It's literally grounding you. And with all of this Uranus and Gemini energy, that's going to be more intense. I'm Gemini rising and my Mars is there at 6 degrees. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be something. But Uranus is not going to move very fast when it first enters in. When it comes back in April, it's flying. It's like moving very quickly. Now it's just like it's putting a toe in and not moving too fast, but it's going to be in conjunction with all the other things that are going on. It'll be in sextile with the Saturn and Neptune energies. So really interesting what we've got going on. I will say, I do think energetically this weekend is going to be a mess. I think next week is going to be a mess. It's going to be really chaotic. I think that there's lots of reasons for that. And that's why it's funny that astrology does not live in a separate little world. It's messy and it's all around us. And some of that energy plays out. There's a lot of Leo that's being expressed in ways that are like, we have Mercury going through Leo right now, and it's in an opposition to Pluto. So there's lots of stuff going on. You're like, I don't believe, it's just more stuff is going to come out. More things are going to come out into the news. Some you can believe, some you can't, you won't. So you do have to trust your intuition. Don't engage with anyone, because there's nothing you can do to change someone else's mind right now. They're too entrenched in their energies, and they have to work through that. That's their job. Their job. Your job is just take care of yourself and your own energies, because I think we're really, really going to need it. Grounding, good food, good rest. Some people may have a hard time sleeping, but get the rest that you can and take care of your body in other ways. I think that is the biggest message. And I've felt like I've gotten it for a while, but now the collective is going to be going into this energy. And it always seems like the answer to everything is you take care of yourself and be kind to other people, and everything will be fine. But I don't think Divine Feminine needs to learn that lesson. I think somebody else does. So that's why I'm just so surprised at how strong Venus is right now, with all of the ways she's showing up in the chart, and will continue to show up in the chart. I mean, it feels like there's not anything Uranus is doing that she isn't going to be right there and being a witness to what's going on. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm kind of excited by that whole energy. So let's go ahead and we will move on to reading for the collective, and we will go ahead and start with Jen. Jen, can you switch it just a little bit? Because I can't see messages in here. So instead of being full screen share.
I think you have to do it on your side.
Okay. Huh? There.
Okay. All right. All right. So our question is about how we can use these feminine energies that are coming through. And so I have pulled with the Healing Waters Oracle, and I got the ripple effect, part of something bigger, details are taken care of. And so one is not to worry so much about how things are being used. And so like the impact that you make, the things that you are doing, and when you're doing it with the right intention, the effect, like you don't have to worry about what's going to happen. And so like not having to force people to understand things, like you put the information out there, you said it, you don't have to make people understand things. And so it's like you've got to trust yourself and the efforts that you're making, that they're making the impact that they're supposed to make. Let's see. And I really don't want to have anything else to add to that. I mean, that's literally like what I'm feeling coming through with that. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward with Dawn. You're muted.
It was interesting because I had drawn this out earlier, and the card that I drew is out of the mess comes elegant order. This is from the, I know my brain is, the Cosmic Journey Oracle. And to me, it's very galactic energy. And it was so perfect for what's going on now, especially with Uranus entering in. So this is what the message that's in the book is way too good. It is just way too good. Everything looks messy in the middle. If you knew that, you would be more allowing of the messes that show up. The universe is always seeking order and novelty at the same time. The novelty creates new ideas, pathways, and variations. The order creates coherence and consistency. Realize the chaos, confusion, and turmoil are exactly what's needed now. Otherwise, you'd come to the exact same thought that thousands of others have had before you. Nobody thinks they want a mess, but what if that is necessary to create something bigger and grander? Baking is full of broken eggs and spilled flour, but then the alchemical process turns our mess into a delicious cake. Don't sweep the mess under the rug. Embrace, acknowledge, and appreciate each one. It's reassuring to know there are no more breakthroughs without breakdowns. You cannot clean up a mess. It has to be reconceived, transformed, and transcended into another elevated creation. And I love this card for that reason. So breakdowns are definitely going to be happening, but that's when you lean on the Venus energies of other women. We are, that is the energy that we are providing for everyone, that we don't have to go through this alone. And not everybody breaks down at the same time. So one day somebody can be stronger and one day you can be stronger. But that's how we have always done things, I feel. And I feel like as things change and progress, that's going to be an advantage for the divine feminine because we know how to do that already. So I am going to go, and I believe it's Morgan next.
Thanks, Dawn. Okay, you guys. So for the question, how can we embrace divine feminine energies? I'm reading from the Spirit Messages Oracle deck. And the card that came out was this card. It's called Let Go. And it says, once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. We're here to show you that by letting go of the present outcomes, it's sometimes necessary to take an alternative route to your destination in life. Equally, as you navigate a new route, you may find that the ultimate destination changes to one that's for your higher good. Don't ignore signs and symbols that are presented to you at this time, as it is spirit providing directions and pointers to guide you along your journey. Be brave and let go of the plans and ideas that are not working. Trust and follow the energy that is guiding you in a new direction. Energy is like an ebb and flow of the tide, and through a higher awareness, you can tap into that energy flow with it. Past inhibitions, self-doubts, and confidence issues fade away as you let go and trust that spirit will guide you to where you need to be. Yeah, so I really feel like as well, we're coming with the retrograde and all these different energy shifts. I'm like, that is, to my understanding, quite spot on, is just to take a deep breath, trust the process, and be really open to changing directions and like following those kind of synchronicities and releasing what no longer serves you and the outcome, any expectations. But also I feel like there's enjoyment here as well, like enjoy the journey, not to stress out. So I hope that helps. And with that, I will pass it on to Denise.
Thank you, Morgan. Hi, Ruby. So the card that I got was love. And when I got that, I'm not going to lie, I was like, oh, right. But then I read, it's the soul's journey. And it says, you are love. It is your inherent vibration. The obstacles and challenges of the physical dimension attempt to trick you into thinking that there are other ways to view life. But there is only one way that is natural to your being, and that's love. This card simply reminds you that your soul is made of God's pure divine vibrational force of love, and that you need to bring this awareness to bear on every aspect of your life and being. It is your time to remind others of the strength of their own power of God and assist them in knowing fully that love is the most powerful element in the universe. It builds, it fortifies, and strengthens even the most lost person. Like Dawn was saying, you know, go to the other women in your life, or the other divine feminine energies in your life. And it doesn't have to be a woman. It could just be whoever's in that receiving mode, who's ever open to that intuition of what's coming in, and let them comfort you. Like Morgan, when she was grounding herself with Mother Gaia, right? Be open to that motherly energy, that nurturing, right? We're in Cancer right now, so that's all about home and nurturing as well. So I will pass it back to Jen.
Okay, and so we're going to start the viewer pulls, and I have chosen Susie. So I have pulled with the wisdom of the oracle for you, and I pulled exchanging gifts. And so what I'm getting is that the gift is actually some information is coming in. Some information that you've been waiting on is the gift that's coming in. So it says, you're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner and opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything that you need to seize them, yet in order to honor them, you must put in time Exchange your experience and skills and commit your heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. And so, I mean, there is some sort of compromise that is coming out in that as well. But I do feel like I said, this is something you've been waiting on to hear. It is about to come out. It's just they've been kind of holding back, but it's about time for it to be released. All right. So moving to Dawn. You are muted.
You think I would learn? I'm protecting you from my dog because he likes to bark. So Anthony, I'm reading for you, and 2 cards came out, and I kind of got a weird message. It's a guy thing. So this is an 8 of Cups, and for me, this is the energy of you take the knowledge from things that have happened in the past that haven't been that great, and then you move on. And to me, you don't take the baggage with you. And I got this quote from The Godfather that came into my mind. So I don't know if The Godfather means anything to you, but it's leave the gun, take the cannoli. So that is it may mean something to you in a specific way, but just to start with, this is the message of take the knowledge with you from things that have been hard in the past. And the other thing that came out was the Temperance card. Patience. Archangel Michael will put things in the right place at the right time. And this is the infinity symbol. This is magic happening in unexpected ways. And take those particular moments and work with them when they happen for you, because that continues the magic onward. I don't know how this can get any better. It's a way of manifesting. I hope no one ever says, I don't know how it can get any worse, because the universe says, hold my beer, and things get worse. So utilize this manifestation energy, and it is right there for you. It just takes a little bit of patience. Not everything happens at once. So that's for Anthony. And we will move on to Morgan.
Thank you, Dawn. I have pulled a card for Jonna. And this is from the Spirit Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. And the card that came out for you is the Parrot Spirit. It says, watch your words. So it talks about what are you saying to yourself? What message are you repeating? Is it something that makes you feel good about yourself and reminds you of your strength and potential? Parrots mimic the sounds around them, and when Parrot Spirit appears, it is time to be more mindful of your self-talk and its qualities. What do you say to others? Are you repeating what you truly believe? Remembering to speak with light and love can become a habit. Be generous with compliments and thanks, affirming all that is good so that your loving, healing words will be heard throughout the jungle, cutting through the noise and inspiring others. Listen for the words that remind you of all the strength and abundance and joy in your life and in the world around you, and then repeat them, affirming that what is real, true, and nurturing to the soul. The universe will reflect back to you the story you tell. Words matter, so choose ones that lift you up and inspire others to remember that beauty surrounds us. Okay, so I thought this was pretty interesting how we've got Mercury in Leo, and we're just talking about a lot of these intense energies that are coming up. And also to take sweet, gentle care of yourself, be kind to yourself. And words are very important right now. So I hope that helps. Thank you. And I will pass this on to Denise.
Thank you. I am reading for Shar, and I am using the Soul Coaching Oracle cards from Denise Lind. And the card that came out was emerging, and it's a number 16, which is a 7, which is the first thing I thought of was the chariot, right? And so that's the emperor that's driving the chariot, using his knowledge and experience, doing what's best for him, propelling himself forward. So there's movement, and the card meaning is just a new sprout. Just as a new sprout pushes through the soil into the light, you are emerging. Ideas and things that you have been incubating within you for a long time are now moving towards manifestation. Your soul wants you to know this is an exciting time for you, truly a period of new beginnings. Things for which you've been patiently waiting for a long time are about to manifest. A new seedling is most vulnerable, however, just as it emerges through the earth. It needs to be nourished and protected until it's strong enough to weather the harsh climates. So you must take care to nurture your dreams and yourself in this tender time. Rest, eat well, drink plenty of water, and take healing baths. Get ready. A new joyous path awaits you. And the affirmation is, I am emerging into the light and joy, with joy and ease. So just like Morgan was saying, you have to care for yourself. You have to, something new is emerging, right? This whole time period, right? Pluto in a Capricorn was all about tying up those loose ends. It was like work, right? The last 19, 20 years, it felt like it was just all this work that was happening. And now we're getting ready to blossom, right? All that stuff that we've been working on is getting ready to come forward. And so we're with all these retrogrades that have been happening, that are going to happen again, and that were happening before. It's like, okay, now I'm reevaluating this. Okay, I'm going to fix that. I'm reevaluating this. I'm going to release that. And I'm going to move forward with this and with that. So emerge, Shar. Take time and emerge. Okay, I pass it to Jen.
Okay, I have pulled for Shirley. Let's see if I can find her. Okay, so I pulled with the wisdom of the oracle for you, and the card I got was TikTok, and the first phrase that came out was it's only a matter of time. And so what I was picking up about the only a matter of time, it's like you feel like there's like this dark cloud over your head, and it's like, when will I have real joy again? It's like you can find moments where like you have happiness, but when am I going to experience real joy, real excitement, and just like that fullness of life again? It's like, it's only a matter of time. It is coming. It's like this, it's just this, I just feel this energy. It's like, it's just been weighing on you for a while, and it's just, again, only a matter of time. So I'll go ahead and read. Okay. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were happening now, in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life that you desire. So release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up right when you need them, right on time. So, I mean, you have good things coming. This dark time will not last forever. All right. Moving forward with Dawn.
And I'm reading for Marissa, and the card that came out for you, because I was asking about the Venus energy, and it was funny. Patience came up, and I was like, patience. And then I got the sensation like somebody is getting on your last nerve, girl. Someone is getting on your very, very last nerve. So what I think this is for you is it's that energy of patience is also Archangel Michael energy, which we just had come out with in the previous reading that I did. It also, in this particular deck, it also talks about the different parts of you that you're integrating, that the spiritual part and the 3D part, those aren't going to be separate anymore. Those need to be integrated. The many parts of you need to be integrated. So I know that there's, we can tell you to do grounding and things like that, but it's like if someone's getting on your last nerve, it's really tough. So I think what you're being asked to do is again, this also calls you to share the energies and the experiences that you are having with other people, because you don't always have to be the strong one all the time. That's part of that sharing energy and part of that being able to utilize that patience. I think that you do have a lot that you need to integrate into the spiritual, into the, I think we all have to right now, actually. We have to get our spiritual practices integrated in a daily aspect into our lives, because they are going to be extremely necessary as we're moving into this very high octane energy starting Monday and even starting tomorrow. The best thing is to take care of yourself first. Share the energies of problems and troubles that you have with other people that you trust. Know that there are things that are going to be put in your way, that Archangel Michael is working to your benefit, and that'll be something that, again, integration is this key, I think, for you in this moment. But I do get the sensation that you have a person that is just making you crazy right now, and try and turn down that emotional dial a bit. Do what Morgan did. Go out and physically move your body, exercise, get in nature. If you like to get in water, get in water. You need to do some things that'll settle down that very high energy level for you. So with that, we will move on to Morgan. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dawn. Okay, so I have pulled a card for Deborah Picon. I hope I'm Pocan, sorry. And the card that came out was this lovely peacock energy, and this is from the Animal Tarot cards. And it's just, as soon as I saw the card, I just felt like this exhilaration. It was like, woo, like excitement. I feel like it's really good. And it talks about, it's the number 13 card. It's all about releasing. And then I don't know why I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, is this a temperance card? So I don't know if at first you get really excited and then it's like, oh, okay, you need to temper the energy. But I think this is the World card in this deck. It's number 13, which is breaks down to a 4, which I think about like stability. So the grounding again, like make sure you're grounding your energy. But it says peacock, immorality, rejuvenation, the confidence to move on, birth and rebirth, rising up from the ashes. So like a bit of Phoenix energy going on here too. The resurrection of Christ, it says. Endings can be challenging or they can be exhilarating. The famous saying, whenever God closes a door, he opens a window, applies to you. If the closing door you're experiencing is difficult, look for the window. Heaven is providing you with an opportunity to rejuvenate, bring in fresh air, and grow into something more. Your angels will lead you in, and bring you into something, bring in fresh air and grow into something more. Your angels will lead you to a more joyful life. If the ending that is presented itself is something you've been hoping for, like the end of a career you no longer enjoy, then celebrate. Endings always lead to new beginnings, and this is central to the symbolism of the peacock, a bird often associated with the famed phoenix that rises from the ashes to live again. The peacock has also long been a symbol of Jesus and the resurrection. This bird of self-confidence and inspiration says, let go and let God. Embrace the changes that are happening and know that they will bring blessings in your life, even if you can't see them right now. So yeah, I felt a lot of exciting, like a big burst of exciting, good energies. And then I was also drawn to that butterfly on there. So a lot of like, and the flower, a lot of blooming, a lot of transformation, but like a lot of like light expansion coming in for you. So I hope that helps. Thank you. And I will pass it on to Denise.
And in the spirit of fours, the time on my clock says 444. So I am pulling for Angela, and I am using the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. It's one of my favorite decks. And I pulled the snake. Shed old skin. Call or cast off the old. Reveal your true colors, talents, and gifts to the world. In many spiritual traditions, the snake offers powerful medicine. In tantric teachings, it symbolizes the kundalini, which is the powerful serpentine energy within you that allows you to reach your highest spiritual potential. When the sacred ones saw a snake in nature or encountered one in a dream, they knew that there was transformation in the air. If for some reason you feel that your true self hasn't been recognized or you've been misread by others, know this energy is now leaving you as you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way. You've been peeling away a shield of skin that has created limiting experiences. And I happened to see on the card on the bottom was Magic Guardian, and it says, unlock the magic within. So shed that old skin and unlock that magic within you, Angela. And I hope that message helped you. I hope that's what you needed to hear. And now I pass it to Jen.
Okay, so I have actually pulled for Ruby. Where are you at? Okay, so I pulled with the Wisdom of the Oracle for you, and we got the card Breathe. And so I feel like that you are one of the feminines that have, you're working through that sacred rage right now. And it's like, you're just having to remind yourself to, stay grounded, stay in your, but there's nothing wrong with the rage that's coming out. And that's what I hope that you picked up from what we were talking about earlier is it's part of what's necessary for the movement that's being made forward for the feminine right now. So with the Breathe card, we have patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. So I am going to leave it at that and move forward with Dawn.
Hello, Lindsay out there. Lindsay had a message that she thanked everyone for sending the prayers and energy, and that her boyfriend will be getting his immunotherapy starting on Monday. So I wanted to use the Oracle of the Seven Energies, pull this for you. And the card that came out, I thought was just lovely. This is Willing Release. It is a number 49 card. So that adds to a 50. Is that right? 50. Oh, I can't even do anything today. Okay. I'm just not even going to add. So the message here, some days you have to let go of your struggle to find an answer and focus on other things for a while. This doesn't mean giving up or losing anything. Remember that we are in a co-creative partnership with the divine. Give and take is necessary. You do your part by setting your intentions and taking any necessary actions. But then you must surrender the form, the timing, and the how to your higher power. And I think that is what this is asking you to do. You took all of the necessary actions. We'll continue to send you energy and healing for both you and your partner. And that sense of just giving over to the higher power and allowing things to happen in their own way and in their own time. This is a cycle. This willing release is part of a cycle. So it's very magical. It's very transformative. And just keep that higher energy in mind as you start the first steps of this therapy that he's going to be going through. Trust the people that are there to take good care of you both. They know what they're doing. And with that, I'll pass it on to Morgan.
Thank you, Dawn. So I've pulled a card for Chavon, and I'm pulling from the Spirit Messages deck. And this card, the card that came out was Believe. And when I first looked at this card, I was like, wow, this is like a lot of goddess energy coming through here, beautiful feminine energy. And the topic tonight was about divine feminine energies and embracing that. So it says, the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success and failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. This card should prompt you to evaluate your beliefs and thought processes. This could be a time when self-doubts or negative thoughts from past conditioning come to the surface and prevent you from moving forward. While some people believe in a higher power greater than themselves, others sadly believe they're alone. And that's all about survival. In the more severe cases, some individuals just walk aimlessly upon the planet with a defeatist attitude, accepting whatever comes their way. Your spiritual, emotional, and psychological well-being, your present and future relationships, your work, career can all be affected by past conditioning. When issues remain omnipresent in your life, it's time to take a critical look at your own belief system. Certain beliefs combined with the energies of your thoughts could be major factors that influence your life. Change your perspective and alter your negative thoughts to positive affirmations by consciously acknowledging that spirit is running through you and that you're meant to live a happy, abundant life. You'll experience your days on earth the way you were meant to as a divine being. So I see a lot of really beautiful, like heart chakra opening going on, like a big expansion coming in for you, and you really stepping into this like powerful goddess energy, and just a lot of growth and just like a glow up. I see a real glow up for you. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much. And I will pass it on to Denise.
Thank you. And I am reading for Peggy. And Peggy, I am pulling from the Gaia Oracle. And the card that came out was Yin and the Yang. And that's creating harmony through balance. There is currently disharmony in some area of your life due to your refusal to accept certain aspects of your personality. Nothing about you is bad. Every trait or quality you possess serves a worthwhile purpose. Moreover, a trait or quality that you think you lack, you actually have. Make a list of all the things about you that you don't like. Then think about how each of these things serves you and others in some way. Next, make a list of all the things you do like about yourself. It is natural to believe that your positive qualities undoubtedly serve both you and others. However, for every perceived positive, there is also a negative. Now think about the negative aspects of your perceived positives. The process takes a bit of time and requires an open heart and mind. And I know Peggy from one of the classes that we took together, and Peggy does everything for everyone. So please, Peggy, take this time to self-care and to take a breath, do that grounding meditation. Like Morgan, go outside and just have your own little peace and quiet. I know there's a lot for you to do. Take 10 minutes. You can take 10 minutes for yourself and just say, you know what, this is my time, and you do whatever you want. If you want to dance like Dawn wants to dance all the time, or sing, or listen to music, or do whatever, please do that. We love you, Peggy, and we know that your family loves you too, and just self-care. So now I'm going to pass it back to Jen.
Okay. So I have pulled for Michelle. And so with the wisdom of the oracle, I pulled for you chop wood. And I already forgot the words that came in just as soon as it came, but it's like, keep your head down and just like keep doing the work. There's something that you have been doing a lot of work in, like really trying to develop, to grow, but it's the watch pot never boiled. Let me ground myself for a minute. It's the watch pot, never bowl. So there's something that you have been working on, and it's like you just kind of keep watching it, keep waiting, and it's like because it's not happening as fast as you want it to happen, you think it's not going to happen, and so it's like just keep doing what you're doing. You're not off path. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's just you're putting too much focus on the win, and just you're putting too much energy into that part, and not just trusting that the energy that you've already done is doing the work. All right. So, chop wood. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it to be to nature, let nature take its course, is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings it into your state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in meditative, contemplative ways, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you ever closer to what you seek. And so, I mean, it's the watch pot. But see, I also am picking up, it's like something online is like you're watching something online too, that's connecting with me too. So, but it's like, you got to pull your energy back. Your focus is too much on it. And so it's just too much on the lack. And so that's what's kind of pushing it away. But the work is already happening. The work is already happening. So, all right. I think we're closing out with there, or did we have anybody else?
We can go ahead and close out. I did actually, I wanted to get the bit of energy from this last card just for everyone. And this is called a powerful move. And part of this is that it reminds me of Hecate, and it reminds me of the power of Venus, all of that energy coming through the divine feminine. And one of the things I was thinking of as I was sitting here is the expression, "You are not alone." Venus is all over this chart. Venus symbolizes not just money, which is going to be affected with us, and our relationships with our partners. That is also going to be affected, but also our relationships with other women and how we can be supportive of each other. And I feel like that message came out over and over and over again, that you don't have to be the one, you don't have to be the queen all the time. You don't have to make every decision. You can actually be someone that takes that time out. And then when it's time for you to make a move, make it from an empowered place, that you trust your intuition, that you know where you're going, that you know who you are. And you will actually feel that energy building up in you more and more, because the astrology is supporting us in all of this, and will continue to support us. And there are going to be things that are going to be happening out there in all over the world. Actually, there's not any specific place. It is actually everywhere. We are going to be having the energy build up. The most important thing is to take care of yourself and support other people around you, in the sense of, we have an equal exchange of energy always. It has to be equal in order for it to work out to the best for everyone. So thank you for joining us. We will be doing a full moon next week. That will be at 11 a.m. on the 9th, which is actually the day before the full moon. And also remember to put your cards out at that time. We'll try and give you a reminder that day as well. And take care of yourselves out there. We love that you're part of our community, and we hope to see you again very soon. So thank you so much. Everybody have a good evening. Bye. Happy 4th.